So hey everyone, welcome to the new episode of Flutter on Air Talks. And in this episode, I will chat with Nilay. Nilay works as a program manager on the Flutter team at Google. Hi Nilay.
Hi Matej. Hi everyone.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. It's morning here, 9:35 a.m. in California, and it's a sunny day.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great. It's sunny in Edinburgh in the Czech Republic as well, and I'm super looking forward to this episode.
Me too.
Um,
Thank you for inviting me.
yes, thanks for joining me. So my first question is you work as a program manager on the Flutter team. So basically, what does it mean to be a program manager?
Sure. So program managers are in Google are they are responsible of the large programs. Like just imagine that they are project managers, but they run bigger programs.
Okay.
And then every team can have program managers. I work as a program manager in the developer relations team, which means that all the programs I do are related to developer relations, and I specifically work on the community programs, which means that I am responsible of planning the community program, creating the community programs, planning them, creating strategies for them, running the programs throughout the year, creating reports, presenting about these reports, and next year create more strategies about that. So I'm responsible all of those programs.
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. And by the way, you are or used to be a GDG member, right?
Exactly. Yes, I used to be a GDG Google Developer Group organizer in Istanbul. So it's a volunteer thing. I was one of the volunteers in GDG Istanbul. We were running meetups, events, and stuff.
Mhm.
And this is actually how I got to know people at Google and how I got in Google. They hired me.
Cool. Is there anything you would recommend someone who is, for example, a GDG organizer to do?
Sure. When I was a GDG organizer, I never thought that I would end up working at Google. So
Uh,
I wouldn't be able to imagine that. You can't guess that. You wouldn't know if it will work out or not. But what I was doing, what was keeping me in the community thing is that I was really liking it. I was really enjoying spending time with other people in the meetups, organizing events. And it's a volunteer job. I have to spend my evenings and my weekends for that, right? I have to go to the event venue, spend my time in the event in the weekend. And then, but I was really enjoying it. My father was asking me, Nila, I don't understand why you're spending your free time for this. And I was like, I like it. But of course, addition to I like it, there were also immediate benefits of being in the community because I had a lot of network. I knew a lot of people. I knew a lot of companies. For example, if I wanted to change my job in Istanbul, I was literally just calling one of the companies, hey, I'm looking for a job. And they were, oh, we know you come. So it created a lot of great opportunities for me just within Istanbul. And then, of course, I got to know people in Google, and then I moved to US, and then they hired me at Google. So the point here is that if you like something, you really do it well, and then you really create good things. And it's not important where it is gonna end up, but what you do during that time is matter because it will open you a door, any door. You would even not be able to imagine what it will be.
yeah, it sounds pretty impressive. Maybe the another point is the Flutter community because you are also pretty involved in the Flutter community. So,
Yes.
how do you like it so far?
Oh yeah, since I come from the community, when I joined Flutter team, I was always involved in the communities. I was talking to people in other countries on social media, and then we had GDEs, Google Developer Expert communities. We were always connected. There were meetups. I was joining the meetups. I was trying to support the meetups, help find speakers, send swag, those kind of things. And Flutter is lucky that there are really awesome people in the community. Everyone is so nice. so welcoming, and then it became an amazing ecosystem around Flutter. And I'm so happy to spend time with the community for Flutter.
Uh-huh. And what do you think is the purpose of the community?
Yeah, so community is very important for especially technology, because yes, technologies are for people, right? We use it, and then we use it for our companies or for our own purposes, for anything. But to improve the technology, and then like it is, for example, community is really important for Google and for Flutter right now, because we talk to people in the community, we learn what they think about it, we learn what their pain points are, and then we get feedback from them and we improve Flutter. So this is one aspect. And second, Flutter itself is an open source project, which means that community is also building Flutter itself. And we as Flutter team are not capable of doing everything, unfortunately. But thanks to awesome community, like they create packages, they create plugins, so they can use it or other people can use it. So the technology grows and improves because of the community. And also another thing, community helps spreads the word out, because just like we are like 10 people in the developer relations team. And imagine that how many people we can talk to just as 10 people. But we talk to community, and community talk to other people. They talk to other people. And this is how we grow and we reach out to a lot of people that we are not able to talk.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Do you know, for example, how many talks or events are organized per year?
You mean by Google or
By Flutter, or according to Flutter, or related to
by
Flutter.
okay, so Flutter team itself runs once a year annual summit for sure. But thanks to awesome community, we have like just last year there were 6 or 7 Flutter summits all around the world.
Mhm.
There was Flutter India. I can't even remember the names, but there was one in France, one in Belarus, and then one in Norway, Flutter Vikings. And these are the big events. And then in 2019, it was the last in-person event we attended. There was big Flutter Europe conference in Poland. And then these are all community organized big conferences. Also, there are a lot of meetups, Flutter meetups. Every month or every quarter, people run meetups in their local community. So it's a lot. Thanks to, again, community.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just remember the two our conferences I co-organized in the Czech Republic, and it was amazing.
Yes, you ran one of them, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And thanks to you, and thanks to you and people like you, we are able to create a community in what you are, and then talk to people and bring speakers or whatever, right? It's awesome.
Uh-huh. By the way, what do you think are the core values of the Flutter community? Because, for
Yes.
example, from my perspective, it's like an openness, or how to say it, because there are like a lot of Flutter Slacks, and there are a lot of members, and if I have a bug in my code, I just can simply send it to there and almost instantly get a reply.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome, right?
Uh-huh.
You're able to find your answers in the communities. So I can talk about this a lot, because Flutter is really lucky that there are really, really nice people in the community. Everyone is so welcoming. Everyone is so kind. Everyone is so nice. Everyone is very willing to help other people, answer other people. So because of this open and welcoming culture, people are not afraid to ask the questions, and they can find an answer to questions. Or if someone wants to start with Flutter, they don't afraid. They just go in the communities, they talk to people, they find resources from other people, and they use it. So there are a lot of very nice things. But I wanna summarize this with the what Philip and Emily wrote 2 years ago. So Philip and Emily are the two developer advocates in the Flutter, and then they wrote an article about Flutter community culture and how to preserve it. It's on the Flutter Medium. So what they say in the article, they summarize it like three big items. One, Flutter community is open, and open, as you said, people are not afraid of to ask questions or help others or join the community. This is an open community. And second, being modest, being humble, and demonstrating empathy with other people. And this also creates very nice culture, right? People can do empathy with others, so they are not like, oh, you should know already this, or don't you know this? It's not like that. Of course, I'm happy to help you. You are free to ask whatever you want to ask. And then also another nice thing about Flutter communities, they are very respectful to other technologies. Because yes, we know Flutter, they know Flutter, they like Flutter, but also we are aware that there are some cases that Flutter might not be a good fit. So people have to use other technologies, and it's great that there are other opportunities for people. And yeah, we are all trying to create great things. This is why we always try to be respectful and have to be respectful to other technologies.
Yeah, that was amazing summarize. By the way, I haven't known about the documents on Medium. That's pretty impressive. I will check it out.
Yeah, and we can also share the link if you
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
I can send it to you.
Yes, cool. And you also mentioned some of the core values. And in the last episode, I talked or chatted with Scott, and we discussed how to involve generally more women into coding. Do you have any tips on how to do that?
Sure. So I would I try to approach this from a different angle, because it's not that all women should be doing coding. It's not that we have to. It's not that, oh, there's this awesomely popular thing, you should definitely just learn coding. It's not that. But you should learn it if you really like it and if you want to do it. So the problem here is that when we are growing up, we don't see too many examples in the schools or on the television about that women engineers are doing coding or doing hackers, or like, just imagine that. What would you think about when you think about a hacker or some technology person, right? It is usually the image, it's in our minds, is not usually women. And this is one of the problem, that while girls are growing up, they don't mostly choose coding or technical areas to study. But we should change this, because this is creating biases. This is creating a underrepresented community in technology. Instead, we should treat this equally. Like every woman, man, everyone is equal in the technology world. And then, if you enjoy coding, if you like coding, you should try it. And of course, technology and coding is really popular areas of the world right now. You can make a lot of money, you can work in a lot of great companies, and this is an amazing opportunity for a lot of women as well, so they should definitely try it. But I discourage people, if they don't like it, they don't have to do it. So this is the difference that I want to talk.
Okay, that's a good point. And by the way, you studied something like artificial intelligence, didn't you?
Yeah, like artificial intelligence, like where in the say that when we were growing up, we didn't see so many examples, or like, I don't know, what was that?
I guess you mentioned it once we talked that you studied artificial intelligence.
Oh, no, oh, okay, I remember in the past. Okay, no,
Huh?
I studied computer engineering in the
Ah, okay.
university, and I got a master's degree on natural language
Ah,
processing.
okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's similar. Yes, I did a thesis on natural language processing. It was about, we were trying to teach computers Turkish.
Yeah, that's also good project because I tried to teach computer Czech.
Oh yeah, how did it go?
It was super difficult. And so then I just used English because it was way easier.
Yeah, exactly. But there are good studies that, right? I also did some work on it, and Turkish is also one of the hard languages, but it was fun.
Mhm. Okay, so we can move to another topic, and it's like a GDE title. Um, I follow you on Twitter, and you very often share a new GDE member. Do you know how many GDEs do we have?
I think we have around 65.
Oh, that's a lot of.
A lot of people, yeah.
And GDE stands for Google Developer Expert. And how can anyone become a GDE?
GDs are most of the Google technologies have their GDs in that area. For example, there are Android GDs, there are Web GDs, Angular GDs, and Flutter GDs. So I work with the Flutter GDE program, and every product and every program has different requirements to be a GDE. In general, yes, to be a GDE, you really need to be an expert on the technology, and plus also you have to be active in the community. You should be contributing to technology and community. So these are the common grounds for all the products. But for Flutter, we have also more specific requirements. For example, speaking experience. This is one of the most important things for Flutter GDs. We want people to give talks in the big conferences, in the international conferences, or create videos reaching out international audiences. This is one of the requirements. And then another requirement is create some contribution to Flutter. It can be open source contributions. It can be writing blog posts about some topic. It can be creating videos about some topic. Yeah, creating some kind of contribution to Flutter and community. And the third and most important item is have a good reputation in the community. So we ask around them, like, how do you know these people? Like, and then, yeah, this is a very important thing for Flutter GDEs.
Uh-huh. And do you enjoy like public speaking?
I like it now. I had a huge stage fright and public speaking fright in the past, but I worked on it actually. So I got so once I joined the training for public speaking, and they were talking about how we can prepare for public speaking so we feel less anxious and more energetic, and it is more about like improvisation training. So it was like how you handle the unexpected situations on the stage, right? Someone would tell something and how would you handle it. So I did a training like that and I really liked it. And then I continue getting a few more trainings like storytelling. How would you craft your story? How to get audience's attention, like that kind of thing. And I did a lot of online meetups. I spoke in a lot of online meetups, and I like it now.
Yeah, online meetups. I recently checked on how many meetups I talked or was involved, and I was pretty sad because for a long time I haven't organized or speak up at an offline meetup, and I super miss it.
I know. We all miss it.
Yeah, so maybe luckily next year you can we can meet in person on a huge Flutter conference.
Yeah, hopefully. We are really, really looking forward to that. We miss everyone, but hope everyone stays healthy and safe right now. We are all in the same boat.
Yeah, and by the way, according to Google I/O, there was a like online virtual stage, and it was, or at least for me, it was pretty interesting because you can almost meet all the Flutter famous guys in person, like in person.
Exactly, right? I was there too. It was like a game. You had your character and you were talking to other people. I love it.
Okay, cool. And another topic I have here is like the future of Flutter. Because this year we learned about the Flutter 2 and it allows us to use Flutter for, I don't know, Mac OS applications and some other huge companies. announced Flutter like Toyota. Um, what, how can you imagine the future of Flutter?
So Flutter is growing so fast. We wouldn't even imagine that was gonna be so fast. And it's awesome. It's very happy and encouraging, and everyone is so happy that they're using Flutter and they are able to build great applications. So in last 2 years, we were doing a lot of new additions to Flutter, right? We released web to stable with some how to say conditions, best use cases, and desktop is stable. There are a few flags, but they are also being improved. And then null safety has been announced, and which is a great update for a lot of Flutter developers right now. So there was a lot of good addition to Flutter, and then developer tools. A lot of awesome developer tools have been introduced to developers, so their life can be easier. And like Google Ads support right now, you can put inline ads banners to your application, so it is easier. So I think going forward, it will be more about how we can keep people more happier, and how we can make things easier for developers. I'm not sure if there will be so many new additions going forward, but it is more about how we can make the existing things more awesome. But please don't quote me. I am not the official person
Uh-huh.
to talk about Flutter's features. I don't know. I don't even know. But what I know is that we are in more now, like how we can be more stable and how we can make developers more happy with Flutter right now. We are in this situation right now.
Okay, and when was Flutter officially founded, or when Flutter started? It was like in 2017.
You know what? It was around that 2017, maybe 16. Yeah, somewhere there.
And by the way, do you know who came up with this idea or with something like this?
I heard the story. It is like there were 3 engineers in the Chrome web team, and then they were like looking for the ways how can make the smooth web experience on mobile. And then this is what they started creating, and then they were just like trying to create something more smoothness, the smooth web experience on mobile devices, and then they came up with Flutter, and it was then Sky, not even Flutter. The name was Sky. And then I even heard once. So one of those 3 engineers is now the director of engineers, Eric Seidel. You should know Eric.
Yeah, I know.
I heard once Eric was saying we're not trying to do Flutter. It is just how we ended up. So it's awesome. And then I know also that they started using JavaScript, but then they tried Dart, and because of Dart's some features, it is what we have Flutter right now. And then this is why we use Dart. Dart is also used to build Flutter itself. So this is a story I know.
Okay, thanks for that. I didn't know that. And maybe one more thing. Almost like anyone who's involved in Flutter knows Dash.
Yes.
Why the name is Dash?
I don't know why the name is Dash, but Dash is the blue bird mascot for Flutter and Dart. It was originally mascot for Dart programming language.
Mhm.
And then but Dash became popular with Flutter. Now it is for both. I don't know how Dash name came, but there's a page on flutter.dev. It tells about how Dash came up, the story of how the Dash. We can also send the link if they want to see it.
Yes, I guess I can attach it to this episode.
Okay, sounds good.
And do you have any recommendation for anyone who would like to start with Flutter? Because, for example, I learned about Flutter after watching Philip's talk about Flutter in the Czech Republic. And yeah, it was my very first experience with Flutter, looking backward.
Right. When was it?
I guess it was, yeah, it should be 2019.
19, right? Yeah. That's awesome. I'm so glad you liked it, and then you're in this community. So you do a lot of awesome things, and thank you for that. So if anyone wants to start with Flutter, there are a lot of great resources on the internet, but there are a few I can recommend. One is the official documentation for Flutter on the flutter.dev website. If you go to that website, you will see a lot of great documentation, and there's a getting started documentation. It literally starts with how to install Flutter. It tells you step by step, installing Flutter, set up, and get your first app running. And then there are also learning journeys. Also, they are also on the website, and they're for three types of developers: one, beginners; for intermediate and more advanced developers. There are different pathways to learn Flutter. Also, there are a lot of awesome courses created by community on Udemy, Coursera. I know Andrea, one of the GDEs, he has Learn with Andrea website, and he has awesome courses. Yeah, these are a few things I can recommend.
Yeah, Andrea has a lot of courses. I just remember one course it was about animations, and I am about to try it.
Oh, awesome. Look forward to it.
Yes. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. And yes, I guess that's it. That's all the topics I wanted to discuss. Do you have like maybe a last point or sentence you would like to mention?
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for creating this podcast, for running the conference in Czech Republic, and a lot of awesome things you do for community. Because these are really valuable. I don't know if you can feel it or not. You're in it, but from outside, these are so valuable, and we, Flutter team, are very aware of that. So thank you so much. And this is on behalf of all Flutter team. And also everyone in the community, thank you for being so nice, being so welcoming, and growing this community together. I hope we will do more great things together in the future. Yeah, thank you for being with us.
Yeah, cool. And maybe the one last thing. Can you tell us, or is it possible? Can we look forward to an upcoming huge Flutter conference, official Flutter conference?
I don't think this year there will be one because we did Flutter Engage in March.
Mhm.
But next year, who knows?
Okay, so we will definitely look forward to it. And thank you for your time, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
You too. Thanks so much.
Thank you. See ya.